everyone, it's Bree. I'm back with another scrapbook process video for SpiegelMom Scraps, and I'm super excited to share this one with y'all today because Jody has just released a bunch of new sequin mixes for July, and I wanted to feature a few of those. So I've got them laid out to the left of my cardstock there, and I am going to be using Sweet Things, He Said, She Said, and Summer Playground. And let me tell you, July has, like this July release, I love every single sequin mix that she has created. Oh my gosh, they are so gorgeous, and they match a lot of the new collections that have been released and that are about to be released. So yeah, they are just beautiful. So what I've started off with, I've got some basil cardstock, and I gessoed it up, and I pulled one of my stencils out. This one is from Felicity Jane. It's a bunch of hearts, and I've used some pasties, and it's in Putting on the Glitz, so it does have a little bit of sparkle. And I just brushed it over my stencil, so there are hearts. And now I'm going to be creating my mixed media background, or that's what I'm doing right now. So let's see, the first color that I've got, it's a Shimmers, and it's an ultramarine, and I've used it in a couple of my previous layouts, but this is such a really, really pretty blue, and it is gorgeous, and it matches the new Simple and Sweet Simple and Sweet line by Pink Fresh Studio, as well as the exclusive product from the Hip Kit Club for their July kits. And that's what I'm going to be using today, is my Hip Kit Club kits. And it matches perfectly. So what I've added already is the ultramarine, and then I pulled out a Spritz by Shimmers in Ruby, and it is a really, really pretty pink. I bought it a while back, and I haven't really used it because I've just been obsessed recently with just the Shimmers little pots. So I wanted to try it out. And then I'm also adding a new color by Shimmers, and it is in Limoncello. And I would like to, if you guys haven't heard, SpiegelMom Scraps and Shimmers Paints are like, it's like a new partnership that they've created. So SpiegelMom Scraps has always carried Shimmers products, and she just got a bunch of new Shimmers in her shop. So she just restocked on all of the new colors, so definitely go check it out. And Shimmers Paints is also going to be carrying SpiegelMom Scraps sequins. So it's awesome. Like, this is just like great. I don't know. I'm just so excited for them. And yeah, so it's super cool. So my code Brianna15 will give you 15% off anything in the SpiegelMom Scraps shop. So definitely go check it out. Go look at the July release for all of like the newer sequins, and then as well as check out her Shimmer shop, because she just got a bunch of products in from Shimmers. So definitely check it out. Okay, so all I did, back to my layout, was I, did my normal background, what I usually do, because I'm going to be using my Hip Kit Club kits. I knew the color scheme that I wanted to go towards, and so that's why I chose those colors. So I'm opening up my kits. I just got them, I think, at the beginning of this week. I think on Monday. And this is my first time using it and opening them, and oh my gosh, there's so many, there's like so much product in these kits that I kind of get overwhelmed at a point where I didn't know what to use, and there was too much, and I mean, what a bad problem to have, but it all comes together. So, okay, so what I'm doing now is, what I wanted to do with these 3 sequin mixes is I wanted to create another shaker element on a layout. I am completely obsessed with shakers on my layouts. I just love how it looks. It's a way to really display your sequins in a different way instead of, what I normally do is I like to sprinkle them on my layout, but this is a little more contained, and you can display them in this beautiful pocket. And I got the inspiration because in the Hip Kit Club kit, there are a few acrylic pieces that come in these little bags, and I thought, oh, those would be perfect with the SpiegelMom Scrap sequin, so let's just make a shaker. And so that's what I'm doing. And I was channeling my inner Sue's Fish when you look at my layout right now, because I pulled out packaging that I believe some die cuts came in, and I wanted to use that as my shaker element. However, it didn't work out, only because I was trying to create a barrier so the sequins didn't get lost on the left side of the page, because I wanted to tuck in my little element underneath my photo. And so I was trying to create a barrier with my adhesive and it didn't work, so you'll see here in just a minute. But all I'm doing now is I backed my photo with some vellum, and then I'm just going through the die cuts that came in my kit to try to figure out how else I'm going to embellish around my photo as well as my shaker element. So I chose some Project Life cards, and then I'm going to cut into them so I don't waste, right there, yeah, so I don't waste, all of it with hiding most of it behind my photo. So that's a trick, you can just, it looks like you used a whole card when in reality you didn't, just so you can save. And I'm all about saving and and not wasting. So I'm distressing the edges of these Project Life cards. I do like that look. And then I've got this little fringe piece at the bottom that came in our kit. And I really liked how soft, like it added some softness and then it added some texture as well. And I'm kind of liking how this is looking in regard to placement of my shaker element. And then I also chose an acrylic piece that says happy, and I glued it on the inside of, or like the cardstock of the packaging, because I wanted that to, when my whole thing would shake, I wanted the happy just to stay put. Everything else can move freely. So at this point, this is where I ruined the packaging and I cut that whole section out because I just struggled with it. And now I pulled like a Project Life protector page, and I got my fuse ready because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying not to break out my fuse and just kind of use what was on my desk. And I think I'll just need practice with it. It was my fault because the packaging just totally stuck to the adhesive. And then you saw me, I was about to put in my shaker, or my sequins in my shaker, but my fuse wasn't heating up in one of the outlets that I have, so I had to plug it into a different one and let it heat up. So while it was heating up, I decided just to go ahead and continue working on my photo and getting everything adhered down and my foam and layered up and, while it was heating up. And then, of course, my adhesive ran out. I was just batting 1,000 when I was filming this whole process. It's quite funny. Okay, so my fuse is heated up, and now I'm adding my gorgeous sequins. This is the, which one is that one? Sweet Things. And honestly, this is one of my favorites, as well as the He Said, She Said. They are so gorgeous. I love navy blue with the pink and the mint. That is one of my favorite mixes, and the fact that Jody, put them all together along with some gold stars in there. It is just so pretty. Yeah, so basically I'm just adding a little bit of each mix into the shaker, and then I'm just going to close it up and trim off the sides. Now, I was having a few of my sequins kept going behind my cardstock that I had in there, so that's what I was just fussing with, is just making sure that I wasn't wasting a lot of sequins by having it, be behind the cardstock, because the entire element was going to be glued down to my page. So it wasn't like you could go and see the back side of it. All right, and it shakes, and I love it because I have those little acrylic pieces from my kit in there, and it's just got so much color, and it's just so fun. And it has a portion of my title. So now I decided to go ahead and, I didn't feel like I had enough layers or enough texture. So I pulled out some tissue paper. I have an old vellum, glassine bag from Studio Calico that held some acrylic cameras. And I just used that as another layer element just to create more dimension and just to give it a little something. And then I love this little banner piece that was exclusive to the Hip Kit Club that came in like a die cut pack. And then I just attached it with my tiny attacher. And then I'm just ripping some packaging from my kits. And there's my youngest son. I don't know what, I think he was trying to grab from my iPad, but no, mommy needs to watch YouTube videos while she crafts, so he didn't get to take it. All right, so I'm just going through and layering up and adhering everything down at this point, and I still haven't stuck down anything. I fussed with the placement of my photo as well as the shaker part, and I cut all of that out basically, but I was trying to figure out how to place it. I didn't want to cover up the hearts that I pasted on, or not pasted on, but the texture paste hearts. And I didn't want to cover up too much of the mixed media part. So that's why I was kind of struggling with where I was going to put everything. So now I'm finishing my title, and originally it was just going to be So Happy, and I haven't added the so yet. But this together unfortunately broke when my kit got shipped. So I glued it, and of course it didn't really stay, and then I'll fix it when I apply it to my project. But my title is going to say So Happy Together. And it was just a photo of me and my oldest son. We were at my little sister's 6th grade graduation last year when we were back home, when we were, traveling from Hawaii back to Louisiana. I'm originally from California, so we always, if we are ever in the area, we'd like to stop and spend time with our family because we hardly ever make it home. We probably only go home once a year, which really, really sucks. Like, really does. But, fortunately, that's how it is. So back to my layout. Okay, so I am basically just, again, trying to embellish and add more layers. I added that blue tag. I wanted a little more blue to pull in because I do have a lot of blue on my background. So I wanted a little more blue to pull in. And I added Felicity Jane paperclip, of course. And I add this little, it's like a tag, or no, it's like more of a label. And I just attach it. And then I add some foam adhesive to the back of it. And let's see what else am I doing. Okay, now I'm back to my title. So I thought it would be really cool to have half of my title inside the shaker and then the rest of it on the outside. It just adds so much interest to me, and it's fun. And this font, oh my god, I love this font. Like, I want more acrylic words. I love these pieces. So I'm adding some foam tape behind everything just to pop it up a little bit and to, well, not on everything, just on my shaker. And then I just glue down the whole photo part. And then I'm going to tuck my shaker element underneath. I do a little more embellishing off camera, and I do add journaling off camera. So when you do see the final photos, you'll see that. I don't add too much. I add a couple strips of washi tape and my journaling, and then I think one tag at the bottom. But other than that, that's about it. And don't forget to use my code Brianna15 to save you 15% off in the store. Don't forget she just restocked a bunch of shimmers, and so definitely check that out. She's got all the new colors. There's my final layout and an up-close shot of that shaker element. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and subscribing to my videos. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.